Why, thank you, Barry Manilow. Thank you, kids. JD here, Friday on the program. Good to have you on board. We always do appreciate when you carve out some of your time to spend with us here on the program, where intellectual anarchy is encouraged and nurtured for now. Marcella working at Dow's, Brad producing the program. Charles just stepped into the booth in the background there. Chuck,
hey.
How's the baby oven coming along? How's the family?
Not born yet.
Not born yet?
No.
Are you going to, can we put a camera in there when it happens?
I don't think I'm going to be in there when it happens.
You'll be the guy on the chair with the seatbelt, just in case you're feeling a little woozy. Make sure you stay up by your head. Just coach from up there.
Behind the curtain.
Behind the safety of the curtain so you don't have to see what's going on. Well, let us know, because we would love to put a camera in the delivery room and stream it on the website, jerrydoyle.com. You waving that off?
No.
I thought you were a team player. Anyway, Chuck, good to see you.
We could have the Jerry Doyle sounder. It'd be great.
Yeah, we could have that kid be one of the crying kids, like the cheering kids in the beginning of the program. Then we can get him his after card, or her. We put him in the her. Is it a her or him? It's one of the two, Chuck.
It's a her.
It's a girl.
It's a girl.
Yeah.
All right, good. Okay. All right, so we can have that as one of the cheering openings for the program here on the show. Right? Yeah, get ready for that, Chuck, and $232,000 of college tuition in your future.
What was that?
Oh,
What are you doing?
that was a baby. That was my impersonation of a baby. An ugly baby?
Actually, that was a pretty good mewling child. Just
That's
that
exactly.
tiny little...
Oh, they say, oh, what a beautiful baby. Yeah, when the kid's head comes out looking like E.T. What is that? Is that a baby or is that a Picasso? I'm not exactly sure.
You gave birth to a football deer.
That was Brad. He's producing the program. Emails at the website, jerrydoyle.com. Oh, are you in, Chuck, because you're seeing what how we screw things up here, and you want to be able to duplicate that next week when you're helping out on the program when Brad goes down to Hawaii?
That's what I'm going for. I want to
All right,
maintain
good.
mediocrity.
We are maintaining a high status of mediocrity here on the program. Chuck will be helping us to do that next week while Brad heads off to Hawaii with, that must be nice. You might just see me in the sitting poolside at the hotel if I'm being forced to take a vacation against my will. But wouldn't that be funny? Hey, Brad, what are you guys doing?
I was going to Skype with you, Jerry, but this is kind of weird.
No, it'd be just weird. Like, you're sitting there with the wife, you got the Mai Tais going, the umbrellas are out, and the pool boy comes walking up. Maybe he's 56, bald, fat, and a little pale. Can I get you anything else? I think that would be hysterical. Anyway, Brad producing the program for us for now.
Like that. Not Mrs. Brad, though.
Not Mrs. Brad? No? All right, well, whatever. We'll get her one of those Nubian Hawaiian boys. Hello,
I
Mrs.
get
Silver.
you, and she gets some hot Hawaiian dude. How did
Yeah.
this happen?
You both lose. Poll question up there for you today at the website. The Department of Justice has decided to pass on bringing charges against Goldman Sachs for its role in the housing meltdown. Hey, can we have a round of applause for that one? What are the chances any financial firm will be prosecuted? 2% say highly likely. Obviously, the Optimist Club is in attendance today. 2% say somewhat likely. Those are the people who are in the procrastinator society about joining the Optimist Society. 29% say zip, zilch, nada, and 66% say we can go lower than that with the square root of zero. We'll take your answer there at the website, jerrydoyle.com, or here at 800-876-4123 on the program where we like our flying a little turbulent, our women a little crazy, and our politics a little messy. I want to start the show today with a shout-out to the Nevada Highway Patrol. A friend of mine was involved in a pretty severe accident last night at about midnight, and I got the call and got down on the scene, and NHP just couldn't have been more professional, more attentive, more concerned. I know a lot of times the cops get a bad rap because usually it's because they're involved with people who are doing something stupid. The fire and rescue came, ambulance transported them to UMC Trauma, got down there, and again, a great job by everybody down there at the hospital. And when I guess this is a law now that if you're involved in an accident or something, everybody has to be asked the questions about whether or not you've been partying, drinking. And the honest answer was yes, but not drunk. And they had to go through the normal testing, the eye thing and the walking, whatever that is, and the breathalyzer. And obviously nothing there, but it's just what their job is. And I could see how people in that situation where you say, wait a minute, I was stopped in traffic because of construction. Somebody rear-ended me at 45 miles an hour in a dually. I'm in the hospital with 2 Percocets in me, and you want me to do a field sobriety test because you asked me if I had been drinking, and the true, correct, honest answer was, yes, I was. I understand how people maybe could think about blowing a gasket or taking it out on the police officers, but they're just doing their job, folks. And I got to talking to this highway patrol woman who was very professional, very nice, but she was all about the law. And she said, look, the law is what the law is. And I said, I understand that. Like, my dad was a New York City cop for 20 years, and I understand what you guys have to deal with every day. And she stopped and she looked at me and with anger and sadness and just total commitment to her words. She said, sir, I'm tired of picking up dead bodies. I was like, I understand. I mean, it wasn't any clearer than these people are human too. They see the tragedies of what people do to their lives and to others. So I don't know whether this guy was texting. I don't know whether he was tired or he was distracted or he fell asleep or maybe he was trashed. I don't know what his story was or is. But here's my appeal to all of you out there. Help the cops to do their job. Don't be stupid out there. Don't be stupid. If you're going to go out partying, get a driver. If you're not going to be able to get a driver, call a friend. Just help them to do their job, because you might think that there's just these robotic individuals that are out there just revenue farming, trying to raise as much money as they can or meet their quotas, and that's a conversation for a different day. But in reality, they're human beings that see the carnage of what people do, sometimes selfishly, sometimes stupidly, sometimes carelessly and recklessly, and they're tired of picking up the pieces. They're tired of chalk lines around dead bodies because they have friends and family too, and they know what kind of damage can be done. And I know that there are attempts out there to try and make all distracted driving equal to drunk driving, and it's not, and we've talked about that on the program. I mean, I could make the case where you shouldn't have a drink and drive. I mean, it's what goes in flying. Oh, I only had 1 or 2 beers. Yeah, well, when something goes wrong and you're at 37,000 feet, you probably wish you didn't have those 1 or 2. And it's the same thing that you didn't plan on being stopped in construction traffic and getting rear-ended, but you were. And then you put yourself in a position where you were the victim of an accident, then you become potentially the criminal because of your going out and having a few drinks with friends. And there's nothing wrong with that. Again, you want to go to a wedding, have a couple of glasses of champagne, fine. You just got to know your limit. But I appeal to you. And we kid around a lot about, fly into Australia, get drunk, sober, watch 4 movies, take 2 naps, and still have 4 hours to go. And sometimes that might come out casually that, hey, it's okay to go out there and do, whatever it is that you do. But your life is important. And the lives of other people are important. And the cops know that. So don't be stupid and help them to do their job, because they got enough nonsense to deal with. I was in the emergency room at UMC last night, and if that Michael Jackson Thriller 2.0 casting session that was taking place was what these people have to deal with 24/7, you could understand that maybe they're a little on edge for a lot of reasons, because they're not dealing with people who want to give them Hallmark greeting cards. They're dealing with people that might not necessarily think the best of the police or the laws. So, again, a shout-out to Nevada Highway Patrol. You guys do a great job, as all cops around the country do. And an appeal to people out there, don't be one of the dead bodies that they have to pick up or put a chalk line around. Be smart. Your life is very important. And I know there are a lot of people out there that probably could have been in that situation last night where you're getting field tested after you got rear-ended and said, I've just about had it. I've lost my home to foreclosure. I haven't had a job in 2 years. I don't have any money to send my kid to camp this summer. I don't have enough money to put food on the table. And I can understand how people could maybe start to get to the place where you see an opportunity to take it out on someone who you think is yet one more person that's there to screw you over. And happen to be wearing a uniform, and they happen to have a badge, and they happen to have a gun. But I got to tell you, and again, I'm biased towards police. My dad was a New York City cop for 20 years. I know what he dealt with. I saw the uniform go from a symbol of pride and respect to a target. But understand that they're there to help you. Help them to do their job by making sure you do yours.
The Jerry Doyle Show.
Now, speaking of roads, I had gotten very little sleep last night, maybe about an hour and 15 minutes of sleep last night, and I needed a good laugh. And Brad sent me a picture of a Pennsylvania road crew that was painting a double yellow line down the middle of the road. They painted right over a dead raccoon.
It's on the website.
It's on the website already? Oh, you got to check this out. We got a lot to get to on the program today. Debbie Schlussel is going to join us at the bottom of the hour. Conservative political commentator, radio talk show host, and not PhD. I have her down as an AACC, all-around cool chick. Comedian Dom Herrera is going to be with us a little bit later in the show. Your phone calls at 800-876-4123. Jerry Doyle, stick with me.
This is the Jerry Doyle Show.